Hey everyone, welcome back with me, Valerie of Dimensional Talent Streams. Well, what can I say, guys? It is December the 31st. We are on the cusp of going into a new year, 2022. I wanted to kind of end this year on my podcast with me coming on directly to you. I know that I have a lot of guests that come on as well, but I really wanted to end the season strong and ending it with me just sharing with you. So no formal teaching slash interviews today, just me having that good old sit down with you guys and really just talking about where we are right now with just coming to the ending of 2021. And I want to kind of challenge you guys with tonight's session on what is going to be your new for 2022? What is going to be your new for 2022? And what do I mean by that? When the new year comes, we are always thinking about New Year's resolutions that we want to have, and then we don't stick to them. Maybe a week, 2 weeks, maybe we don't even get to 6 months, and that New Year's resolution that we thought about having goes out the window through whatever vice, whatever the reason may be. But as I said, I want to challenge you with really thinking about what are you going to make new for yourself in your life, in your career, your business, what is going to be new, and really sticking to that plan of what is going to be new for you in the new year of 2022. If we look over back to 2020, all the way to where we are now, we cannot get past COVID and where we are. And now there's a new string out there. So many businesses, so many lives have been affected by COVID. But what can you take from 2020, 2021, the close of the year? What can you let go of, I should say, so that you can come into a brand new newness for the year of 2022? I want to share two emails that happened to come across my personal email. And so I'm going to kind of pull up a screen here so that I can kind of read verbatim two emails that I have received just about, whether we're going to be in a feast or famine. There's high gas prices, food prices, vaccines, these vaccine mandates and wearing our masks and so forth are coming because of this new string. And for some of us who are entrepreneurs, business owners, that's not going to affect us. It's actually good news for us because if you have your business, whether it's home-based, brick and mortar, business could actually be booming for you. So I have a colleague of mine who posted this, talked about these gas prices going up and so forth and everything that's happening and what's going to happen for him as a business owner, that he's very excited for 2022 because business is going to be booming. These effects of gas prices, food prices going up and so forth, it's going to cause his business to actually boom. So another email that I got was asking the question, saying, do you need more money? We need more money. Why is America going out of business? Is the United States of America for sale? Now, I don't want to alarm you. That's not the purpose of this. So hang tight with me. But in this email that I got, that was the title. And it said, the alarm bells are getting louder. And, that we should be planning for worst case scenarios because of housing costs going up, food costs going up, interest rates going up, and just the whole idea of about earning power being the same in the midst of all of these rising costs. But we still need to make more money in 2022. The risk is still going to be needed or some sort unless you're already in the top 50% income bracket. So how can we maneuver through these economic hardships with income ideas? Now, you guys know that my platform is really geared to creating multiple income streams, not just for the business owner, entrepreneur, online marketer, but those looking for a business opportunity, those in the everyday, in everyday life. We all need to be looking into generating these multiple income streams. So you know that I'm on my soapbox on my platforms with that and how we can create that. So that question came up in this email. What kind of wealthy conversations are we having that will bring gems or nuggets of information that's going to allow us to get aligned, is going to allow us to be positioned to actually recognize opportunities as they arise, and so that we can actually take massive action. So that is my two emails I wanted to share, but I kind of added to the end of it with those two questions to say that, what kind of wealthy conversations are you having? Who are you actually aligning yourselves with? Who do you have around you? Do you have mentors? What are you doing to get that new? I mean, we've got to get sick and tired of our situations that we are in. We've got to come to the end of ourselves. The strategies that we've had are not going to work as we move forward into the future. When we think about business and finance, economy, money is changing all the time, just like technology. And think of digital currency as an example where, the money and the IT, the technology are married. That is the future of money. Are you positioned to learn the new rules of money, the new strategies of money? And are you building a team around you who is going to help challenge some of those old paradigms that you have? So, that's going to challenge that bondage and captivity that you are in, that you may not even realize that you are in, to be able to get you to that newness in 2022. Now, there's much to be said. If you have followed me on my platform, my YouTube channel, any of my platforms, I've got multiple videos where I share about multiple income streams. I talk about the different areas of business via advertising to copywriting, and I bring guests on to reiterate those points and so that you can hear what they're doing. But again, the challenge that I'm going to keep coming back to you as we are on the eve of New Year's Eve, what you're going to do for 2022. When you saw those two emails, what was your initial perception? Did you have a perception? Could you see one extreme versus the other with those two emails that I sent you? I know when I first read that second email about the US, is the US for sale, I was alarmed. I was definitely alarmed. And as I read through it, I'm like, okay, I can sit tight because I'm reflecting on what I've been doing throughout the year of 2021 and how I'm ending the year and going into 2022. So again, I'm going to constantly challenge you to be thinking about, what you're doing even at this eve of New Year's Eve and how you're transitioning into 2022. I keep thinking about some of the videos that I have on my YouTube channel, Dimensional Talent Streams. And one of the videos that I have is about ending your fourth quarter strong and what you're doing to position yourself. One of the things that I had mentioned in the video was preparing yourself tax-wise, fourth quarter push. And one of the things that you can do in the fourth quarter to position yourself as you transition into 21 is tax planning and doing your tax planning early, doing your fourth quarter books and closing your books and, not waiting until March or April. So that is one area where you can end the year strong, transition, and get that new in 2022. There's much to be said about the economy, much to be said about finance, money in general. There are a plethora of gurus out there, and I'm going to stay true to me and stay in my lane and what it, rings true for me and what just screams out of the very fiber of my being. But how would you define wealth? I want to share a couple of things concerning wealth that I have received through my mentor, one of my mentors, and how she defines wealth. And I thought it very interesting, and I'll share with you why as I share with you my mentor's definition of what wealth is. You know, wealth, when we spell that out, it's wisdom, it's assets, it's leadership, it's transformation, and it's health. I'm going to repeat that again. When one of my mentors defined wealth, she defined wealth as wisdom, assets, leadership, transformation, and health. And I found that to be very interesting because one of the things that I focus on because of my healthcare background, when I am working with my clients and dealing with their business and how to generate multiple income streams with their business and showing them tools for the business and how to level their business and get their business to the next level. Excuse me, guys, I got a hair in my eyelash. Um, I I try to marry healthcare with finance. In other words, bringing healing to the financial arena when I am talking with prospects and clients. And so I thought it very interesting that one of the meanings that one of my mentors had within how she defined wealth was health. Now, we're hearing a lot more and more that one of the ways to have health is by having good wealth. I'll say that again. One of the ways to have good health is by having good wealth. And so I found that to be very fitting for because that is an aspect that I deal with in my business is marrying, you know, health with finance and with business. So when you think of even the leadership that is within that definition of wealth, when you have good leadership, like I talked about building a team and building that team consisting of some good mentors that can assist you in finance and in business, and that's going to challenge you and take you where you need to go. And for you to get to where you need to go, that leadership is key. And when you have leadership and that team developed of good mentors, it cannot help but to establish the wisdom. You get the wisdom from from that leadership, that team that you built of mentors. You begin to learn of assets that you can begin to increase your revenue streams. You begin to transform personally, and what you're doing begins to take on a new life because you first are being transformed from the inside out. And then you begin to move into health within your wealth. So I wanted to share that with you and to ask another question of you. How would you define wealth? You know, I defined that wealth through sharing that through one of my mentors and how she defined wealth. And as I really looked at it, I said, okay, I feel like I'm truly getting that confirmation of being aligned, and that mentor is truly, I'm truly aligned with that mentor. She was a good pick for one of my mentors because this is an aspect that I also do. So there was that match there. So I thought that to be very confirming as well as affirming. But what is your definition of wealth? And what are the steps that you're going to take to get out of the situation that you're in, or to improve the situation that you're in, or to do even better in the situation that you're in? And so I share that with you as well. Another thing that I want to share, going back to that whole topic of when you have good wealth, you also, it's a part of having good health. That with that being said, it's also a part of self-love, of loving yourself. And we cannot be scared to invest. And I want to touch on what the difference is between spending money and actually investing in yourself. Spending money and investing in yourself. Because when we're spending money, sometimes we are not always using the wisdom. Sometimes we are operating at an emotional standpoint where we're spending from an emotional sense as opposed to, do we really in fact need that particular item that we are purchasing. But when you're making it an investment, that is something that is always going to produce. You're investing it, and it's just not for that immediate time frame, but it's going to continue to you're going to continue to be able to glean from it and to go back and regurgitate, and it's going to continue to help you do what it is you're trying to accomplish. So I wanted to touch on what that whole thing is, with knowing the difference as well between spending as well as investing. So guys, what are you going to do for 2022? What's going to be new? As I reflect, and I'll be personal, and November, December, crucial months for me as I was trying to wrap up some major projects, and I have not been able to wrap them up, but the goal was to get these major projects started. So going into the new year, I'm finishing up some of these major projects. And so there have been a lot of accomplishments and year-end major projects that I have been able to start, and so happy with the activity that is being produced. And I will share some of those developments because there's going to be some new things coming down the line as a result for Dimensional Talent Streams, as a result of me kicking off and really hunkering down in these later parts of the month to get these year-end projects done and completed going into the new year. So new developments are going to come as a result of that I will share with you. Very exciting. So think about also, guys, of not being scared to fail, not being scared to fail. And what do I mean by that? Because within your failure, you're going to understand what it is that you did wrong. Or if you don't understand, you're going to be wanting to know what you did wrong so that that mistake doesn't happen again. And you may be at a point where you are able to correct that error very quickly so that you will not even feel the repercussions of the error that you actually made. So not being afraid of failure, because you can learn from that. You'll be able to pivot from that. That will be something that you will become an experience for you, that you can begin to have that underneath your belt and maybe even teach somebody and save somebody from doing that very same mistake. So I hope you're grabbing some of these gems that I'm dropping out to you. And like I said, really, it's a Selah, like a ponder and think, and what have you been able to do this year, thinking about the things you have been able to accomplish, the things you have not been able to accomplish, and how you are going to transition into 2022. What is 2022? What do you want to have 2022 be for you? Do you have you starting to see vision for 2022? For me, for 2022, I am seeing a lot of books being written, me writing a lot of books and getting my books published. I'm seeing a lot of that. I'm continuing to see some collaborations. I'm seeing some travel happening, as well as more of some webinars, online webinars, conferences, and travel. And that is a peak as to what I'm seeing for my 2022. Now, in 2021, I remember when I was transitioning out of 2020 and into 2021, there were two things I was seeing for myself for 2021. And one of them was collaborations, that I was going to be doing a lot of collaborations. Number two, I was seeing lots of opportunity. And can I tell you that 2021, I did see those two things with a lot of collaborations and a lot of opportunity, to the point where I really had to discern, okay, what is the opportunity for me now? Is that an opportunity for later on, or is that an opportunity that I walk away from? So even though there was lots of opportunity, it almost felt like a test, because I really had to be sharp. I really had to not be caught up in emotion and caught up in what I wanted to do that I deemed to be necessary at the time. But I really had to pull back and look at, okay, what am I trying to accomplish? What are my goals? How is that lining up with, my mission statement, my vision for myself, for my business, and my colleagues and as well as my clients and my prospects? Does it stand for who I am? Does it match my DNA? And so, speaking of DNA, that brings me to what is going to be your financial DNA? How do you have a financial DNA? What does your financial DNA look like? How are you going to build even more on your financial DNA? Is your financial DNA struggling? Is it wrapped up in curse, family curse from maybe wise decisions that passed down to you from family members? What's your financial DNA? And so I share these tidbits with you to challenge you, to get you to kind of to reflect, to think, to say la, to take notes, to say, who, let me go back and look at that, or to even celebrate the accomplishments that you have been able to make this year. As I just mentioned, I shared what I was seeing for myself for 2022. That was just a tidbit. I'm not seeing everything full scale, but those are two predominant things that I see that are taking place right now and are manifesting as we speak right now. And I'm not fully into 2022. So I share that with you. I'm kind of looking over at my notes here and outline because I want to make sure I haven't missed anything, touched on anything. But I'm going to encourage you to also go back, like, subscribe, comment, follow me on YouTube, Dimensional Talent Streams. Follow me on my other podcast platforms, tw3radio.com, every Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Lena Jones Diamond Network podcast, ljdnpodcast.com, every Thursday and Saturday, streaming all day, every Thursday and Saturday on that podcast. So follow me on there, like, subscribe, engage with me. Tell me what more you want me to talk about, you want to hear about, what I touched on that you want me to elaborate on. And I really want to challenge you guys to be more interactive with me, like, subscribe, and comment, and let me hear from you, which is one of the to-dos that I am initiating right now with some things and some ideas to get you guys more involved and interacting with me. Again, you'll hear more about that in the coming new year. Not going to give it away right now. So that is what I wanted to leave you guys with. I felt it very necessary for me to come on, not really bring a live guest, but to come on directly, share with you guys for the last broadcast of 2021. If you guys are out there, anybody out there, and you need a consultation, you need direction, you're someone who's looking for a business opportunity, or you're a business owner and you're looking for some new ideas, ways, some fresh tools that you can use in your business, generating multiple income streams, I encourage you to contact me at vwilliams at dimensionaltalentstreams.com, and email me and reach out to me. Let's make 2022 harvest season for real. I mean, I have shared videos on that. This is truly the time of the wealth transfer. But in order for us to understand the wealth transfer, to recognize the transfer, we have to first have some paradigm shifts. We have to know, even if we have a paradigm shift, and we can agree that there is a harvest season, that we are in a major wealth transfer, despite COVID and despite rising costs in certain goods and services, how we can take advantage of this time. And so you've got to have the right tools and all of that to do that. So that is going to pretty much do it for me, guys. I don't want to be long-winded. Happy New Year. Have a safe New Year. And I will see you again the first week of January. Again, I'm Valerie Williams of Dimensional Talent Streams, redirecting you in being fruitful and multiplying. Take care. See you next year. Bye-bye.